Currently, right now, there is something taking over the world, and no matter how much you try to run away from it, it will eventually find you. Everyone is talking about this. Even people who you would think have no idea that this exists, they're talking about it or they're playing this game. And unfortunately, I have fell victim to it, and I have completely gave up. I have lost hope. It has 100% won. I have been playing it for hours, and no matter how much I try to stop and say this is the last time I'm gonna play this game because I'm just wasting too much time, I know that eventually it will win, and I am going to come back. Now, if you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about the obvious game of the year, and that is Holocure Save the Fans. Now, most of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about and what this game is, so let me give you a little bit of backstory, because we all know if someone wants to go and talk about a game, they have to tell you everything about it so you can be educated, but we all know that's not true. Most likely they just want to lengthen the time of the video as much as possible. I ended up learning about this game not so long ago because I'm a casual VTuber fan, and sometimes when I get bored, I'll go and see what the Hololive members are doing, and a lot of them were playing this game. Now, it looked like a lot of fun, but at first I thought it was a Vampire Survivor mod, until I ended up learning that no, this is going to be its own game, and it's going to go and release on Steam in a couple of days. Now, obviously, the members ended up getting early access to it because 1, the game is about them, and 2, it's also just free marketing, because if they are sitting down playing the game and saying it's enjoyable, a lot of people will see that and obviously want to go and download it, me included, and when the game ended up releasing, I started playing it. Now, I thought I was just going to play this for a couple hours and just move on, but I was absolutely wrong, because this game is really good, which isn't really that surprising because it's obviously based off Vampire Survivor. You could even say it's a fan game, and that was one game that absolutely took over the world because it was absolutely amazing. When that game first came out, I got addicted bad to it. Vampire Survivors got so big that it actually started its own genre, and a lot of other game developers were trying to basically do the same thing and just copy it, but most of them are extremely bad and they're just cash grabs. They're all mobile games, and you can obviously tell that they're just trying to make as much money as possible, so most of them are just terrible. And I honestly don't blame developers who are trying to get a piece of that pie, because I don't know how Vampire Survivors is just so addicted. That whole genre just keeps you playing for literally hours. I actually think it's worse than TikTok, because you'll see people play this game and it doesn't really look that much fun, and even when you start playing it, it's pretty boring. You're just walking around, you don't really have to do anything. When you attack in that game, it does it for you. It auto attacks, it does everything, and all you have to literally do is walk around. So it just sounds boring, but when you start playing the game, you just can't stop. It was so bad for me that I actually had to literally stop myself from playing Vampire Survivor. I was like, I'm spending too much time playing this game. All my free time is just being consumed doing this. I'm staying up all night playing it, which is something that I have stopped doing for an extremely long time, because not so long ago I ended up making it a mission for myself to fix my sleep schedule, because I used to have that extremely bad gamer sleep schedule where I'll stay up all night playing video games, then I'll wake up the next morning very confused, wondering why I feel extremely bad, and I'm really tired and I just don't feel good, and I'll usually come up to the most dumbest conclusions of all time, like, oh, it's probably because my mattress is bad, or I'm sleeping in an extremely terrible position, even though the answer was right in front of my face, and it's because I was only getting 4 hours of sleep, and that was the reason why I feel terrible. So when I ended up realizing that, oh, I should actually try to get more sleep, I ended up fixing my sleeping schedule, and I have been very good at sticking to it until Vampire Survivors came out. I completely lost everything, and I went back to the good old days of playing that game all night. I'll start when the night begins, and I'll play all through the night. It got so bad to the point that I had to literally stop myself from playing the game, so I shouldn't really be surprised that I ended up getting really addicted to this game, because if you're able to make a game like that and it's actually really good, you basically won life. Okay, you got the cheat code to have people play your games for hours. It's very funny that the VTuber fan game that you can obviously tell is made for the joke is perfectly able to capture the same energy that Vampire Survivor is able to, and I've been absolutely trapped playing this game, and I want to go and talk about it. First, I want to talk about how much effort is put into this. It runs absolutely amazing. I had 0 glitches, 0 bugs, and the performance is really good. good, and that is something that's really rare, especially nowadays. Games releasing absolutely unoptimized, especially on PC, is just the standard. Most of the time, if I want to buy a game day one, which is extremely rare, I don't do that a lot, but if I do, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of expecting it to run not really that great on PC, because obviously the AAA game studio that have billions of dollars put into it, they just can't go and release a game that actually works, but then a group of VTuber fans can come together and release an actual game that works. Absolutely insane. Not only that, the gameplay is really good. One thing that I don't see a lot of people talking about is just how good of a job they did to make every single character feel different and have a unique playstyle, and a lot of them are really good too, and that is really rare just in gaming in general. Most of the time when a brand new game release and they have tons of characters that you can play as, how it usually goes is that most of them will just be garbage and not really that good, and only a couple of them will be really fun and you'll actually go and play. But not this game. Out of all the characters that they have, I'll say 95% of them are extremely good, and I currently only think 2 characters are really bad and just not fun at all. Now, I'm not going to go and pronounce their name because I know I am going to get it wrong, so I'll just show image of them on stream. But those are the only 2 characters I played that I did not enjoy. All the rest of them I had extremely fun playing, and they're really enjoyable. And they're also really good to make every single one of them feel unique and have a completely different play style, even though I still do feel some of them are really broken and pretty overpowered. A good example is easily Watson. I literally think she is probably the best character in the game because literally one of her skills is just increase all weapon damage by like 30%, I think. And then she has another skill where she can go and just summon a dog where it can just go and annihilate so much enemies for you. So I think she's probably a little bit too powerful, but most of them are really good and it's really enjoyable to play as a lot of the characters. And I'm not the only person who thinks that way because this game is doing extremely well. Currently it has around 30,000 players on Steam, which is absolutely insane. I never expected it to be this big. I truly thought the only people who will be playing this would just be hardcore Hololive fans and extremely casual Hololive fans, but apparently not. This game has somehow hit the mainstream, and a lot of people who you would think have no idea that this exists are talking about it and even playing it consistently, which is just absolutely crazy. And this is just free marketing for Hololive, because you know for a fact there's just going to be someone on Steam who is just bored and probably have nothing to play, and he's going to see this, see that a lot of people are talking about it, saying that it's extremely good, and may just go and download it because it's free, and then if they enjoyed it enough, they may actually go and watch Hololive streamers, which is absolutely insane. And this is just a completely fan-made game that they just released 100% for free. And one thing that's kind of sad is that this game looks way more better than the actual official Hololive game that they're releasing, because I know they ended up releasing a trailer saying that they're going to go and make a brand new game and it's going to go and release sometime, and it looks extremely bad. That game looks trash, and it's extremely sad that a fan game looks 2 times better than an actual official Hololive game. But hey, I'm very interested to see how that game is going to come out, because this is the first time I've ever seen a VTuber organization release a video game, but I guess I should wait until that actually release whenever that happens. Anyway, just something that I wanted to go and talk about. My name is Lua. You have a good day or night. See you.